What's up, everybody? How we doing?
What's up?
Welcome to a very special extra edition, I guess, of the Paraverse podcast. You know me, I guess. If you don't, well, you're going to learn. I am Matt, paranormal consultant. With me tonight, I have Mr. Fedora himself. And, of course, the Don of the Paranormal, Mr. Victor Santiago from the Don Vic Show.
What's up?
What is up?
What's up?
So before we get into the topic, did you get a little bored backstage, like waiting for that? Because I saw this. That wasn't me, folks. By the way, Fedora has access.
It was 100% him. I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I don't know.
Ghost in the Machine.
Oh, that's what it is? You know what? To be honest, it might be. I don't know. This thing's been weird recently. Well, tonight, folks, we're going to be talking about something a little more serious and a little... It's pretty important. It's pretty important. I won't lie about it. It's pretty important. We're going to have some fun, of course, but this topic has been popping up pretty frequently. And honestly, I think this is needed. It's one of those shows where I had an idea, and here we are, which is why I have the banner in the bottom. Everything we're going to say is our opinions, our thoughts. You guys in the chat, welcome to your thoughts and your opinions. Please post them, and we will share it. But you know what? It is what it is. It's our thoughts and our opinions, and we are allowed to have them. So if you don't like it,
Tap out.
Yeah, pretty much. So before we begin, Fedora already got some of them in. We have Big Rob from the Patrol. What's up, brother? He actually messaged me. He thought he missed us. And I was like, no, just running late. Just running late. Ron Knowles from RRLC Paranormal. What is up, my brother? Our Canadian family. Nando from the UK, from Portal to the Paranormal. What's up, brother? That has got to be Alex from the Texas Ghost Chasers. What's up, brother? And there's another Texan, Anthony, from the Texas Wraith Hunters Wraith World podcast. And this man may look a little familiar, Mr. IG, the one and only.
I'm at 50 grand.
I thought I said Gabriel Ingles there for a second, like the comedian.
That would be cool. I wouldn't lie. That would be cool. Get him on a show. Oh, that'd be fun. Oh, get him on one of Howard's shows, like the Petri Dish or Unholy Trinity,
or the Don Vic Show.
Oh, I did.
Hey, easy.
There you go. That show's big enough.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Oh shit. Don looks like Ali G in the yellow.
Just need the do-rag.
Okay, we got jokes in the building.
That's Rob. That's why I love him. Yes, Alex and Teresa. Welcome. So, guys, tonight we're going to be talking about paranormal and the public. Obviously, Victor, you are like the prime example, to me at least, you and IG and all of your family, of the support that to me is, I don't want to say needed in the paranormal field, but it's that respect that you give to the field that is just is awesome. I want to first say that. For those of you who don't know, Victor here, the Don, even though he is the Don of the paranormal, has nothing to do with it yet. Yet. There's that key word. We will get him out in an investigation, and IG, you're not getting out of it. You're coming along. But
bring you up here and take you to Guernsey.
Oh, I was thinking that, or even just take him. You know what? If we're gonna do it, we got to do it. He's the Don of the paranormal. I was thinking a little Penhurst action.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Bellevue.
Something serious. Oh, Bellevue would be a good one. Yeah, Gettysburg. Okay. Set him loose on Gettysburg with just a flashlight. Yeah, some real fun with it. Take him to the. You know what? Dual investigation, Guernsey Hollow. You do spirits and Bigfoot all in one. Boom.
Ooh, I love it.
And have IG looking at the sky for UFOs. There we go. But no, in all seriousness, Victor and IG, they don't do anything with the paranormal. They don't investigate, but they support the hell out of us, which to me is very important. Um, I want to start off first of all, Victor. Why do you and IG and your family? Why do you guys support the paranormal so much?
Well, you know, I'm speaking for me because IG has his own opinion, but I support it because I've always it always attracted me, even when I was a young kid and stuff like that, and I always wondered what was on the other side. And when I first met Brandon Crody, big shout out to Brandon Crody. He was the first paranormal person I had on my show, and when I saw what he was doing with the paranormal, doing his investigations, um, bringing bringing uh, the paranormal to the light, where a lot of people really don't believe in paranormal until you see something,
Yeah.
and then you start to believe. So when I brought him in, even though I was interested in it, he made me come into it more. And I
Okay.
started following him. And by following Brandon, I met you guys. And that's how I became a part of the P3 family and also Parapost Network. But, I've always been interested in the paranormal because it's something that I don't know about. And it's something that I, just like you guys, want to know more about it.
Okay.
So that just brought me into the paranormal world.
Okay. Fair enough. And IG said he wasn't that interested in the paranormal until he met us and seeing what it's all about. Absolutely. And I think that happens a lot, even in our paranormal field. You get teams and groups out there that a lot of investigators and Fedora, you run a show, brother. You know as well as I do. A lot of the questions we ask is, what got you into this field, and a lot of them are the TV shows. You hear about it. It's always a TV show. It's always either that or a personal experience that just made you like, okay, what the hell? But most of it is TV or movies.
So I say, don't forget movies.
Yeah, FYI, folks, a lot of what you see in the movie side of it, bull. Just saying.
But doesn't mean that you cannot learn from them.
Exactly.
Right. And that's exactly why I tune in all the time, because I want to learn from it. There's a lot of questions that are unanswered, not just by me, but you guys as well. And I know you guys are seeking for that right answer, or try to go out there and catch that right shot,
Mhm.
or proof to bring to the people that don't believe in the paranormal.
Absolutely.
That's
And
the
I
of it.
and I think we all, yeah, I agree with you on that one, brother. We are all after that. We are all after for that one piece of evidence, that definitive evidence. But to be honest with you, and I think Fedora will share this thought with me, I don't think that type of proof is out there, unless you have like a complete surveillance system set up with a live camera feed that you can see is live, and you have like a chair set up, and Casper himself comes up, sits in that chair, manifests, and starts talking. Even then, you'd have more believers, yeah, but there's still going to be those people out there who'd be like, no, it's CGI.
I was
No,
about to say, it's not so much the fact that it's not having a piece of evidence, it's the fact that the majority will just discredit it on face value without any other proof of it being wrong.
yeah,
You could be the most reputable team that's been in it for 50 years, and you still look at the Warrens. They've
yeah.
been proven many times where things were not what they seemed, what they caught, that seemed paranormal, but they always had one of those doubters, skeptics, so.
Yeah. Well, I think there has to be. I think there, in my honest opinion, I think there has to be those skeptics. You have to have that balance. And I think it keeps investigators and everybody in check, whether you're a firm believer who jumps at everything and rips off your shirt yelling a demon. We're not going to go there. Or, those investigators like us who are more grounded in a sense, no pun intended. But we're more grounded. We try to debunk stuff like that. Those type of investigators, no matter what, your skeptics will keep us in check. It makes us think twice about it. I mean, it's rough. It is rough. So I want to switch gears a little bit to actually you, Fedora. So for those of you who don't know, Fedora is basically the opposite of what Victor is. Victor is all about everybody, but he mainly sticks with the public. We'll go with like MMA, singers, rapper, everybody. He goes with those. Fedora and we interview a lot of in paranormal side.
I thought you were gonna say he looks like Ali G and I look like Borat. I mean, but all right.
You know what? I would do me Borat. I'd be Borat. You'd be. Never mind. We're not going there. But but Fedora actually does a lot for the general community, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about tonight as well. First of all, in where I'm at, and we discussed this backstage, the paranormal is very taboo in my area. You can't just flaunt it because you will get basically castrated for it. You'll be called a Satan worshiper, and I think we all know areas like that. So let's start off with, first of all, Fedora, what do you do or what does WASP do, or Warren County? There we go, Warren County Fright Nights. What do you guys do for the community?
You got me doubting the name myself. I had to run that through my mind. You said it wrong so many times.
I know.
Warren County Fright Nights is separate from Warren Area Society of Paranormal, though we do interchange with each other. Warren County Fright Nights is kind of we like to host events through the year and get, like, say, the Putt-Putt in July Christmas thing where we collect toys and donations for their local Salvation Army. We do a pub crawl where we collect food for local food banks and such. So we'd like to do more, but since our staff is so little, we reach out for the different charities in our area and see what they need. And then we try to do events to help them out.
So then let me start off with, like, when Warren County Fright Nights was first started. I'm assuming WASP was pretty involved with it. And by the way, for those who don't know, WASP is Warren Area Society of Paranormal, Scott and Lee Putt's team, and JWoww. I can't forget JWoww. But I'm assuming WASP was pretty close working with Warren County Fright Nights. How did
we definitely network with each other through? We are definitely interwoven.
So then, let's just say starting out, how did you break that stigma? How do you go to these charities and these groups and present what you want to do?
For the most part, we didn't present it as a Warren Area Society Paranormal event. We presented it as Fright Nights event, which we've gotten some weird looks. Like, when I did the initial zombie bar crawl, the bars are like, "You want to do what?" But they were on board because we were willing to do charitable collect for food. Anything that was kind of paranormal related, like we were up at our local mall, we were collecting money. I believe what that was for was we did public ghost hunts for the woman's battered woman's shelter up here for abuse victims and such.
Okay.
And so we were at the local mall up here. We did public investigations, and the money went to buy, like, sanitary things and things like that, So,
okay.
So we were able to kind of keep the paranormal towards the two groups, and then Fright Nights is just kind of a separate entity.
Okay. So Fright Nights basically focused on the charitable side of it.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, what were you guys going to do for them, in a sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if somebody wants to start, like, let's say there's a paranormal team that wants to reach out to their community and start being more involved, what would be the first step that you would suggest to them?
First step is to try to figure out the need in the community. Is it short of food? Do you want to get, like, help the local abuse centers, Salvation Army, figure out where the need is in your area, and then just kind of work from there.
Now, do you feel that has helped bring, let's just say, Wasp out more? Like, been able to promote your guys' team out? Has that got you any investigations?
Investigations, no, I don't think that has. It might have. Well, I suppose one or two. We did some ghost walks in our area, and they asked which team was doing it, and of course we had our shirts and such on. But as far as that, no, it hasn't really got us any cases. We do our best to promote the group that it's for.
Okay. All right. Now, Victor, I'm going to ask you the same question, brother. Since you have seen, I know you're on a lot of shows. You're in the audience with a lot. I know you've been on a lot of shows, including paranormal ones. What's your thoughts? How, if somebody wants to say, let's just say, Parapost or Global Ghost Hunt wants to get out into the public, they want to start promoting in Boston. How would you suggest going about doing that?
Well, promotion is big. Promotion is key to what we do. Put up flyers, and promote. Because that's what really gets you out, just the promotion. And if you got people that you do know in that area, or reach out to them and have them help also promote. Because people gotta understand that this is a team effort. It's not just me, just Fedora, or just you. We're working as a team, and as a team, we need to work together. So, if an example, Fedora wants to do what you were just talking about when he get his stuff out there, he'll reach me, he'll reach to you, he'll reach to everyone he knows, send the flyers, and have everyone help promote it. And that's how you would get out there. That's how you would get your stuff out there.
So then let me ask you this. Like, Boston obviously has a lot of history. I know there's a lot of amazing history, not just for, the U.S. side of it, but there's a lot of this blatant history. How accepted is the paranormal field in Boston?
Good question. I know there is some paranormal teams out here in Boston. I don't know who they are because, again, I'm not part of that world. So I'm not really intact with them. I'm more intact with you, Brian and Mark Lee, because, this is where we always at. We're on social media, and you're always on live. It's not you, it's Mark, it's Brian. So I'm also on social media. I'm always looking. So when I see you guys, I tap in and I see what you guys doing. So I'm more tapped in with the social media part than what's going on outside.
Okay.
So I can't really say what's going on here. I really don't know, but I do know there's historical places. There's places like Salem. And other places out here that are known for paranormal investigators to go out and do their investigations.
What I'd like to say is I think you're looking at this in a different view than what it should be looked at, Matt. And I'm thinking, if a team wants to go out for the thought of what can we do in the community to build up our team and let people be more aware of who we are, I think they should do something more along the lines of say, like cemetery cleanup, working with the historical society, things like that. And even ghost walk, figure out the history of the buildings downtown of their hometown or something, and walk through and say, hey, there was an axe murder in this building, and kind of do that kind of stuff. That is a great way to kind of get your team's name out there without it being major league. If you're trying to do some charitable stuff, like say you want to do a food drive, it's okay to wear your shirts and such, or however you want to promote your team. But I would take that more of a, hey, I got a group of people interested in doing a food drive for your organization, and kind of keep the paranormal side of it out of it.
Okay, so you would just promote it as a team or a group of individuals. We as a
Right.
group want to come in and help you guys. Like you say, if Salvation Army is doing a food drive or a can drive, just go as a team to the Salvation Army and say, hey, look, we know you're setting this up. We want to help you as a group. We want to help promote it out. We want to help you get things going. And if they ask about, is it, what group is it, then that's where you drop your name.
Right. And I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with saying, like, when you're promoting, hey, this group, my group is this, and we're going to do this. But I'd make it like a 5% thing as opposed to a 90% thing.
Okay.
Because there's nothing wrong with the community knowing that your group is charitable and community driven. But I would keep, if it's truly charitable for, once again, food drive, toy drives, or whatever, unless, I would just try to keep it more of a, hey, this is for charity. And the other stuff like city cleanup, graveyard cleanup and such, hey, this is Warren Area Society Paranormal. We're coming up on this day. We could use a hand or something,
Right. Okay. And Teresa, I did see your comment earlier. I'll bring that back up. Believe it or not, that's actually what I did with my original team, the San Diego Paranormal Eye. That's how we got out into the general public. Was we went to the Historical Society. We've spoken with them. We talked to them about the things, and we just went on a educational visit, if you will. We were like, hey, we want to know more about this area. We want to know more about that area. We want to talk to you about some of the things we've heard and we've seen. And we've also helped out, like doing, these public ghost walks. We've even done public investigations at these locations, to where we had it set up kind of like a history walk where you go to certain areas. And we had a couple of the team as tour guides, and we had teams set up in these little places. Like there was these trails. You get to one trail spot, and that was a hot spot. We'd sit there, we'd investigate, we'd talk to them, we'd do an EVP session, SB7, and then you'd move on to the next spot, and stuff like that, folks, is very key, and really imperative, just to show people, honestly, what's the truth? What is the truth of what we do? And
another place, I'm sorry, Matt.
No, go ahead, brother.
Gotta keep it like our normal show where
I bump in.
Another place that a lot of people don't think of checking out or talking to, which is a very valuable place that I've used in my area, is the local business chambers.
Okay. How so?
Well, like they'll know organizations and such. If you're doing the charitable side of things, they'll know organizations and such that and what, like obviously people know the Salvation Army and their local food banks, but we found out there's a organization, and the name is escaping me at the moment, but they did a lot with collecting diapers and formula and such for babies and young kids. And so we never heard of this organization, but we were able to help them out after we networked with the business chambers here.
Okay. So
they also helped us organize one of the bar crawls.
Okay, so I'm glad we talking about this subject. So now my question would be this: how can we get some organizations to help out Hawaii?
Say that again, please.
How can we get some organizations to help out Hawaii, send supplies out to Hawaii and Maui?
Oh, to Hawaii.
Hawaii.
You'd have to be careful on which ones you network with, because there is right now. I hate to even say this, but there's organizations out there and such that's taking the money and run, basically.
Yes.
And that happens every disaster and such. So you gotta be careful. That's a good question. I guess you could look at the big things like the Salvation Army's, Red Cross, places like that.
Well, the thing with Red Cross and FEMA, I seen a post where some gentleman was trying to get some goods out to Maui and Hawaii. Had plenty of stuff. I mean, stuff all over the beach. And he couldn't send it over. He was shut down because he was in no part of no organization. So I guess they told him if he ain't a part of FEMA or Blue Cross Blue Shield, that stuff is not going across. Which I thought it was very, very disrespectful to say to a person when your island is on fire, people are needed, people are dying, people are dead, and you telling me that I can't send these supplies over there because I'm not part of FEMA or part of Blue Cross Blue Shield. I
Sounds
took
like
that.
they talked to the wrong person.
Yeah,
But
I would
if
say.
you want,
Go ahead, Fedora.
if you want to try to get something a little more local or whatever, I'd start not down where the actual fire is because I think it was on the west side of the island.
I think so. Yeah.
I would go to the other side or the middle or where the fire really hasn't been. Start calling up the churches and such down there because I mean nowadays you can call anywhere for free. Well, not free, but for your basic phone bill. And then start calling down there and calling agencies down there. I'm sure you could Google it. The Latter-day Saints Church, the Mormon Church. Reach out to them. I know they got missionaries down there. Believe it or not, they're a very, very charitable church for things like that. You don't have to be a member.
And I'm sure there's information like that on like the Blue Cross website and other things. Like I mean, nowadays we have websites for everything. There was probably a website set up for that the day it happened. You know what I mean? Like I'm sure there's ways to do it. My thought is at least for this topic is local. Is how do we get the local community? Because let's be honest with you, at least in the paranormal, that's where your growth starts with the hometown. That's where that's where everything. That's where you start networking. That's when you start getting things like when Fedora found me. I was more focused on just PA, Central PA. Like that's what I wanted to start networking with. I wanted to start getting with teams and that out here. But here again, it's very difficult. It's very difficult to get your name out in a lot of these local areas because the general public doesn't like it. They're very Christian based. They, if anything paranormal happens, it's no, it didn't happen that way. Like I saw a figure in one of the founders of Danville, saw a figure standing in the window at 2 a.m. Nobody's there at 2 a.m. And I can't just go to the historical society and say, hey, by the way, I just saw the founder of Danville standing in the window of, this building. They'll castrate me. They'll be like, here, let's go talk up here at the hospital. You know what I mean? But I just, my whole thing is, and let's just say, Victor, let's just say you are a part of these organizations, or let's just say you do what you do.
Hold on, guys. My phone's at 3%, so I'm going to take this opportunity to duck out. You got 2 seconds if you got any questions or anything real quick. I didn't mean to cut you off, Vic.
All right, don't worry about it. I'm used to it.
Before I totally said, poop, gone. I figured I'd say something. Is there anything you want to say before I take off?
Just thanks for stopping in, Fedora. And as always, brother, nothing but love and respect for you. And I'm glad you stopped in.
My pleasure. I had fun. I could go on another hour with this topic.
I know.
Just that community and such, just network with those in your area. You're not going to hit 100% approval everywhere you go, but as you start going and such, people will understand and you'll get somewhere. So, as always, stay spooky, my friends.
Thank you.
Now I got to figure out how to leave this place.
Don't shut it down.
That's what I'm trying not to do.
Hold on.
I was about to say, just kick me out there, sir. My screen's dark. I can't see what's going on.
There we go. Now all he has to do is just let it.
Nice guy.
There he goes. He left and he didn't stop the feed. Awesome. But no, I wanted to bring him on because like you heard it here, folks. He does a lot with the community.
Yeah.
Warren County Fright Nights is huge, and I actually helped them out with the toy drive a couple of years back, and it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. So going back to the question, brother. So let's just say you've never had your experience with Brandon or Minnesota Spirit Hunters or me. We've never met, and you see a paranormal team in the Boston area, and they're doing some kind of fundraising. Being you, what would your initial thought be? Just to kind of get that mindset. Let's say they're doing a toy drive.
They're doing a toy drive. I mean, first thing I will go there and find out what they're doing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And see how I can help out. If it's a toy drive, if I can help, and I'll talk to the right people and see what I can do to help them out. If they're out there investigating, then I'll definitely get on my kind.
Like,
I'll
no,
definitely get in my
peace.
But if they're out there trying to help the community, because you know me, I'm about the people, humanity. I'll definitely try to do whatever I can to help out. So, you know, it all depends on what they're doing. When I pull up and I see them out there doing whatever they're doing, I'm going to ask them questions and find out exactly what they're out there doing.
Okay, so you've been to a lot of events, like a lot of MMA. I see you take pictures at. You know, you just chilling. Like you guys don't understand the life Victor leaves. He's the Don for a reason. I'll just say that. But he rubs some shoulders. I'll just say, you know what I mean. But
Yeah.
let's just say you're out and about and you go to we'll just say an MMA fight. You're at an MMA fight and you just see a bunch of paranormal guys. They just shirts, just say paranormal. What kind of reception do you think they would get? And I'm not just talking like one or two. I'm talking like a whole team, like 12 individuals, because we all know if you wear the same stuff, you draw more attention. You know,
right? True. If I was to see that, I would definitely think they're out there promoting themselves, or they're getting ready to go do an investigation and just stop by to see what the event. That's basically what will come to my mind is seeing them there with all the, with the shirts. Is either they're there to watch the thing and they're promoting their paranormal team, yeah, or they're there because they want to see the fight and then they're going into an investigation.
Okay,
that would be the things that would run through my mind.
Do you think like the people there? Do you think they would be as accepting of it, or?
Of course, Matt. There's people that are going to accept and some ain't. We that's just the truth. They might have people coming in and approach them and say, "Hey, you guys are a paranormal team," or they might be interested in and start asking questions. And there might be people that might ignore them and act like they ain't even there. So it just depends on the individual that's there in that circle. And if they are fans of the paranormal, I'm pretty sure they'll be okay with that. And those that don't just probably just accept it and just, ignore it.
Okay. So do you think it would be easier then for these paranormal teams to just go to these places and make their presence known? I'm not saying be active in it, but like, let's just say, I know Boston's got your festivals. You've got basically your town fairs, we'll call it, or a carnival, whatever. Y'all have, we all have them here too.
Yeah.
Do you think it's acceptable then for a paranormal team to just go there together as a group with their shirts on or their uniforms and just do their thing? Like, don't push it. Don't, take some business cards with you, but just be seen.
Definitely.
Do you think that's a good first step?
Yes, of course, 100%. Here in Boston and a lot of major cities are open to those type of things. And and you know, a lot of people, believe it or not, are interested in the paranormal. Paranormal is very, very, very interesting. You know,
That's one way of putting it.
because for people like me, and there's probably plenty of people like me, you know, that would see them and say, "Wow, paranormal team." Might want to go approach them, say, "Hey, you know, what are you guys doing?" So just start asking questions because they're excited. You
Yeah.
know, maybe they're big fans of the paranormal, never seen a paranormal team, you know, live, and seeing them and say, "Oh my God, let me go over there and see if I can connect, see if I can be a part of this. How can I help out?" You know, um, so again, it all depends on the individual that's there in their presence.
So you're saying then, and by the way, folks, I know Pam asked Victor what his favorite tool to use during an investigation. His car. That is Victor's favorite tool for an investigation. His car, because he leaves.
I be dipping.
I'm just messing. I'm messing. You ain't dipping if I'm driving. But but so do you think then there's a stigma? There's a stigma not just for the community itself, but the paranormal. We think that the paranormal isn't going to be accepted, and that stops a lot of teams and groups from getting out there.
You know, you got to get off that mindset, right? You go where you want to go. Either they accept you or not. It is what it is. If you're going somewhere, make your presence. You're not there investigating. You're there. You're promoting your who you are, what your team does. If
Yeah.
people are interested, they're going to approach you. If people are not interested, they're not going to approach you. And that's just the way life is, you know. And we have to accept that. But I don't think that you have to stay in a perimeter because you feel like if you go here, you people are not going to accept you or talk trash. That's going to happen regardless.
Yeah.
That'll happen in your own perimeter, you
Yeah.
know.
Which
So
it does.
right. So why even worried about what the next people are thinking? You go, you do you do what you do best. And if you attract people, they're gonna come.
Mm.
And if you don't, they just don't.
Yeah.
You know,
And by the way, folks, he's not just talking. I know what he's doing. He's not even just talking paranormal. He's talking in general.
in general, correct.
In general, like even I'm sure there's spiders. There's artists, rappers.
Yes.
Everybody deals with the same thing.
Everybody. You know, how many rappers come into Boston and are loved and some don't love them, you know? Some criticize them, some don't. It's just the way the world is. But
Yeah.
it doesn't gonna stop the rapper from coming in and performing or making or promoting or doing what he has to do because that's what he does. So either you love me or you don't.
There you go. There you
It's
go.
just
And
that's the bottom line.
I've said this before, and I think I've said it with you too, brother. We do our own thing. We do us. Who cares? If somebody likes it, great. If they don't, go somewhere else.
Right.
But the main thing is positive, promoting it positively.
Yes.
And I saw Pam. You said you have an idea. You know I love ideas, but I'll let you know it's very dangerous to give the consultant an idea. Ask anybody. You know what happens. You know what happens. The consultant gets an idea, shit gets real.
Okay. Yeah. And matter run with it. Matter run with it.
I'll be sprinting.
Okay.
But that brings me to what another thing I want to talk about is obviously there's a lot of tension between the paranormal and the general public, which I think we hit that very well. Promote yourself positively, promote the field, because whether you're in a small town like or you're in a big place like Boston, you got to represent yourself positively. Right. There we go. And being constructive with it. Right. And here's the other thing. When you're out there promoting your team, promoting your group, promoting your podcast, you're not just representing yourself. You're representing those of you who are with you, your community. You're like, for example, I have a shirt that says at the end of the day, you guys see me wear it. On the back, I got Parapost and I got Global Ghost Hunt on it. If I act like a dipshit, they're going to see that and they're going to immediately think, I don't know what Parapost is. I don't know what Global Ghost Hunt is. I don't want to be a part of it because of how he's acting.
Right.
You know, even my Happy Haunting shirt, the back, a big old paranormal consultant, this guy right here is on the back of that hoodie.
Right.
They're going to see that. And if they start looking around, they see Parapost or Global Ghost Hunt or Paralinks, anybody, and they see my logo with that, that automatically is going to put a damper and a bad name to that field and to that community. And it may just be here in my small town, and it might not be that big a difference, but people talk.
Right. Yeah.
That's the thing.
Right.
People talk.
Right.
So it all starts right here. It starts right here with yourself. And what I want to talk about, and I know, Victor, you've probably seen it, not just in the paranormal side, because again, you see a lot of podcasts, but also in your industry as well. And that's the drama and the stupidity and the bullshit and the bashing that goes on.
Right.
Let's get away from paranormal. Let's just go to MMA.
Okay.
A violent sport, which it is a sport. I don't care what anybody says. It's a sport.
It's a sport.
And they are athletes. They are cut.
They are
badass.
They're professionals at what they do.
And you buy their alcohol. You always buy their alcohol. You never let them pay. Trust me.
Yeah.
But if let's just say there's a fighter out there, I'm not going to name any because I know there's one in particular that happened a little bit ago, went on a huge rant about another fighter. Just went off the handle, just started all this bullshit and drama, started bashing this other guy. And there's a difference between, by the way, just BS and like shit talking, you know, to get yourself hyped up for a fight, but straight up like on social media, just like trashing these people. Right. What kind of reputation would they have in the MMA world?
Well, first of all, it's two different things. Paranormal and MMA is different because paranormal are not going to go around bashing people because they're not fighters. MMA fighters, this is all is entertainment. So the more you trash talk about your opponent, the more attractions you're going to get. So that's the job, you know. Unless the person is really personal, saying personal things about him and his family, then that's different. But you got to understand this type of world, you know, like MMA and boxing. There's always going to be trash talk. That's to get the publicity, the publicity that they need for people to want to come and watch the fight.
Of course.
So it's two different things, okay? Now, if I was bashing the paranormal the way this guy is bashing the other guy, then you got to look at it different because it's not a sport.
Yeah.
You know, paranormal is not a sport. It's an invest. You know, you guys go there and you investigate. So if somebody starts to bash you, it's going to be more personal than the MMA fighter bashing the other guy because that's what boxers and fighters do. They bash each other because they want attention. They want to sell tickets.
Of course.
You know, so that's acceptable, you know, unless they get real personal and start talking about, you know, moms and wives and kids, then you look at it different. But, you know, that in the MMA, boxing, people accept it because they know what it is.
That's that's the nature of the sport. It's like wrestling. It's like the WWE.
Exactly.
WWF. It's the same thing.
Good point.
They bash people all the time, and
they bash each other. They bash each other. You know, Hulk Hogan will go after this guy and talk trash about him, and on next minute, you know, they fight, and next minute, you know, they shake your hands. So it's a business, but it's part of the business to trash talk.
Let's switch gears. Let's go to the personal stuff.
Okay.
Let's just go to like the really deep personal stuff. Like, let's see, there was an NFL player who got brought up on some charges. Let's just say not so nice charges.
Right.
Another football player sat there and bashed him for it publicly and started trash talking him about that charge. That put a very bad spin on not just that individual, but the team itself.
Right.
And that's what I'm getting at. You know, here in the paranormal field, you have to be careful. You have to be careful on what you say, how you
Yes.
say it, and what
Yes.
you do.
Correct.
And Victor, promotion and that promoting, that's your thing. That's your forte. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like if I sit here and I promote para unity and positivity, hell, it's in my fucking intro.
Right.
Para unity at its finest.
That's right.
If I sit here and I start bashing somebody personally, like we all know there's one individual that I just can't stand, Zach. And but that's a whole nother story.
Right.
But
Right.
let's just say, like, let's say Anthony, right? If you don't know who I am, Victor, you don't know who I am. You come on and you see, you know, you hear, let's say Brian talking about, hey, you need to go check out the consultant. You need to go check this guy out. Like
Right.
what happened with Marcus. Marcus introduced us.
Right.
Marcus is telling you all this stuff, saying that I'm all for para unity and blah, blah, blah. I'm all positive. First show you watch, you see me just completely tear Anthony apart. I just go to town. What would your thought of me be?
First of all, I'll say you're unprofessional, and and I won't even watch it. You know, I see. I'm built different, right?
Aren't we all?
I look at I look at things different. So I can't, because you're bashing Anthony.
Mhm.
Your team is not on board with you. I can't judge your team for what you're doing. You know, I'll judge you for what you're saying to Anthony,
Mhm.
but I don't know your team. I don't know what's going on between you and Anthony. But what I would say is say, wow, this guy just went in on this guy. I came in here for the first time. It's unprofessional. If that was the case, he should have just called the guy. Or if you don't know him, he should have just blocked him. That way he wouldn't have, he wouldn't have this situation in front of all his viewers.
Which, for
Because
the record, folks, I love Anthony. Anthony is my brother.
Yeah.
I love Anthony.
That's my brother. Yeah. So
It's just easy to pick on.
Right. It all depends on how you approach the situation, and how you do things, and I learn every day from when I look at podcasts and people and the way they talk. I got people that don't like me. I got people that don't like my show, and that's okay because people have the right to have their own opinion. And I have people that come on my show that I see them on my comments, and I leave it alone. I leave it alone because that's not who I am. But if I see them commenting stuff that is inappropriate, I block them.
And I'm glad you said that. I'm really glad you said that. Before I hit that, this is actually the Wicked Queen. That's my wife. That is Mackenzie, the Wicked Consultant. That's her right here. The Creepy Cult Podcast. That's her show. Oh shit! I guess she is off work. But I'm glad you said blocking. I'm glad you said that, brother, because here's the thing. We as a whole, and I'm not saying paranormal, I'm talking everybody. I see it all over the place. These motherfuckers are out there sitting there complaining about this person, complaining about that person, going to their profile, taking screenshots of what these people are saying and spreading it all over. And I'm not going to mention any names because honestly, we'd be here for 2 hours because a lot of people are guilty of this.
Right.
You don't like what somebody says or does or anything like that, block them.
Block them.
You are not ending their existence. You are not, sending them to death row.
Right.
You are blocking them. You are taking control of your situation, your environment, and your community.
Right.
If you have a problem, if I got a problem with my brother here, Don, if I got an issue with him, first person I'm going to is Victor.
That's right.
I'm calling him up, and I'm gonna say, "Yo, Victor, we got to talk, brother. There's something up."
That's right.
If he don't want to talk to me or he just blatantly disrespects me, the next step, I'm going to IG. Why? Because IG's his boy.
That's right.
And out of respect for him and IG, I will talk to IG. If IG doesn't want to talk, if the situation can't be resolved, I block him.
That's it.
Does that mean Victor goes away forever? To me, yeah.
Yeah.
But not him. He's still alive. He's still doing his thing.
Right.
I don't know why it's so hard for these individuals to just grow up, be an adult. Because here's the thing. Again, if Victor sees me on a podcast just going to town on people, just having a list, showcasing their screenshots, their text messages, their videos, their pictures. Ask your dad. Yeah, ask your dad. I don't know. That's why mom's car's parked on the side. But if they see that, if people see that, number one, bad content, terrible content. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody cares. Secondly, only a select few people will understand what you're freaking talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And most importantly, if somebody is being a bastard, we'll just say, if someone's being shady, if someone's being manipulative, that's going to come to light.
Oh yeah,
it's going to come with whether you say it or not.
Right.
So to me personally, when you start up on somebody else live, you're feeding into that drama, that circle.
Exactly.
You may be all positive and
Right.
all for unity, and I'm not just talking I'm talking unity as a whole. If I sit here and I start naming off names of these people, which is why I'm not, I can
Right.
sit here. I could, I
Right.
have the messages, but if I did that, how am I any better than them?
Right. And you're just opening up another kind of worm for more gossip, and what I've learned of that, like a person that feeds off of it, you're just as bad as the person that's saying it, because you're feeding it, right? If you're not that type of person that likes the drama, you cut it off right away. Like, you don't got time for that. Cut it away. I don't got time to have argument with no one when I know who I am as a person, right? And those that know me know who I am. So
Yeah.
if I have that type of conversation with anyone where, they're posting stuff about our conversation, I'm not going to feed into that. I'm just going to leave it alone and keep doing what I'm doing, because I'm not going to feed the fire, and also it talks about your character as a person, so I really don't feed into that. I try not to get into no arguments. Matt, and I know there's been stuff in the past that we spoke about, stuff that happened in the paranormal. I'm not in the paranormal world, but yet I got a lot of the texts and he says, she says stuff to me, and I've never brought it to no one's attention. They said it to me and it stayed here. It stayed with me. I never said it to the other party, because I said to myself, if I translate what was said to me, an example, and about Matt, I'm just as bad as the person that's translating it, saying it to me, because I'm trying to start something. The right thing for me to do is say, hey, listen, you got a problem with Matt. Matt's my friend. You're my friend. Is there anything I can do to make you guys end this? Because I'm not going to do the back and forth stuff. And I'm not going to talk bad about Matt. And I'm not going to talk bad about you. But if you keep persisting on talking about Matt, when I know Matt's not like that, and the problem is between you and him, and you're trying to bring other people aboard your problem, then I'm definitely going to block you.
Absolutely. And Anthony, to answer this question, this is a good one. So Anthony's asking, what about when there's issues that need to be addressed? How will ever stop if not brought to the light? I'm not saying sit here and not just ignore it. I'm not saying there's an issue, because here's the thing. There were some issues going on a couple months back, and me as a person, because I respect Victor and I respect other people, I went to them and I said, hey, just a heads up, this is what's going on. This is what I've heard. This is what I've seen. I just wanted to give you that respect to fill you in. I didn't do it in public.
Right.
I did it privately.
You're not supposed to, man. That's the thing.
Now, here's the thing. And Anthony, it was a great question. Here's the thing, and I just said it too. If somebody's messing up, their actions will get caught. They will get caught. And they will do it to themselves. They will eventually mix up. Like, there was an issue. I'm not going into it, but there was an issue with Global Ghost Hunt. somebody was using it for their own selfish reasons. They got caught. They got caught, and they got caught big time. And now they're never allowed at this one convention. They're not. They aren't even allowed in the town anymore because of it.
Right.
Because of how bad they messed up. So the fact is things will come to light. People will get caught, and what happens is when we as a community, whether it's paranormal or not, when we start putting other investigators down, that just starts a whole. You're just adding fuel to that fire.
Exactly.
You just are. It is perfectly fine to sit there and tell and warn your friends if something really serious is going on.
Yeah.
Then you need to let your friends know, your community know privately.
Yes.
If somebody comes on your live and starts bashing you and trashing you, you can block them.
Yeah.
That'll stop. That's why I love trolls. They get nowhere on any of my channels because I block them. It's just that simple.
And you're right. And this is why, folks, I don't accept a lot of people on my page. I used to. People friend request me and I accept them. I don't do that anymore for the same reason that what we're talking, because I don't know if I don't know you. If I don't know you, and you friend request me, I don't care if you're the president. If you're not recommended through one of my friends, or I reached out to you personally, I'm not going to accept it because I don't know your agenda. I know that people on my list are phenomenal people that got great podcasts, people that are doing big things, and I'm not going to accept anyone coming and starting any problems on my page. So this is why I run my page the way I do. And that's not, I don't want nobody to feel a certain way if you reached out to me and I haven't accepted it because I don't know you. You know
Why'd you have to say the president?
Yeah, I don't know you. So if I don't know you, I'm not gonna accept your friend because you have to be recommended from someone that I know that's solid for me to accept it. And unless I reach out to you and say, hey, I would like to have you on my show, then that's different. But if your friend requests me and I don't know you, 110% you're not going to get on my page. And this is because I've had problems in the past, Matt, with people coming in my page and been shopping on my list, to try to get connected with the people that I know. And then I get the phone call saying, hey, Vic, do you know this person? Not really. I just friend request them like a week. Yeah, well, they're trying to friend request me. They're using your name as collateral. And I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't use nobody's name to big up myself or anything. I don't drop names. Those who know me know who I am and know what I do.
And we love you for it. Now here's the thing. Like, if you're after paranormal or not, if you're after fame and fortune and stuff like that, you're doing the wrong. Your mentality's in the wrong.
Yeah, you're on the wrong place.
These professionals, let's just say the MMA fighters, the boxers, the rappers, the producers, the directors, the people on TV.
Yeah.
Here's how they got where they are. You want to know the secret? They do what they love to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Notice I didn't say anything about money. They do what they love to do.
And they stay out the way. They stay out the way. Okay. When I say stay out the way, meaning the gossip and he said, she said, you do what you got to do to get to where you got to go to. There's going to be bumps along the way. We all get those bumps. But if it's something that you really want to do, it's in your heart, then you go for it 100%. And you don't stop till you get there.
Yeah, even major league like athletes, NFL, MLB. Could you imagine in the college level if they started all the drama, where they would end up? They wouldn't be. I mean, it's all reputation, and this goes back again to as a whole. As a whole, you represent when you have these podcasts or vodcast or whatever you want to call them, these shows. You're not just representing yourself.
Right.
You are, but you're more importantly, you're representing the paranormal as a whole. we'll go back to my example. If I'm sitting here live bashing Anthony from the Texas Wraith Hunters, if someone who's never been in the paranormal field, never, we've got a couple in the room tonight. If they hear this and they see this, not only, let's say, like in Victor's case, Marcus from Minnesota Spirit Hunters recommended me to Victor, which I'm thankful for. I made a brother. I made a couple,
Amen.
a couple family members.
Right.
I got Victor, I got his boy, I got his family, and I got IG. I got the man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if they saw that first, not only is he gonna not like me and not like what I'm about, but he wouldn't like who they see behind me. There's a reason why this is all up here. No matter if you ever see my background, 99% of the time I've got everybody who I'm affiliate with. You know, you got everybody up here. The reason why is because this is what we represent as a whole. This is the community that I stand behind. If I start doing what some of these people are doing, guilty by association.
Yes.
Victor will now go to, somebody says, hey, you need to go check out Paralinks.
Yeah.
Well, no, hell no. I see Matt. I see
I'm
that
good.
consultant.
Right.
I ain't going on that. You got to hit up Parapost. No, because they're letting people like Matt on.
That's right.
And I don't know who Anthony is, but I don't want to deal with him either. And more importantly, Marcus, that reputation with Marcus just got burnt.
Yeah.
It's guilty by association. None of them did anything except me. I'm the only one who bashed and started the shit.
Right.
But that just burnt a lot of bridges and a lot of connections for Victor and for them. And Victor's going to start telling other people. He's going to say, hey, somebody says, hey, I saw this thing for Parapost. Oh, no, you don't want that. They let this type of stuff on. And he's going to show them not what's there now. He's going to show them my video.
Right. Right.
You guys see what I'm talking about.
Right.
We got a whole, Speaking of reputation, we got someone with one hell of a reputation. He is known as the Howard Stern of the paranormal. He's a little wet.
Hey.
A little wet. Water boy, you got it. You got it, water. Love you too, brother. Ladies and gentlemen, the literally one and only, thank God for that, Howard Petrie.
What's going on? What's up, Howard?
So I was actually dead serious. He is known as the Howard Stern of the paranormal.
Okay.
I am. It's sad, but it's true.
Hey.
How'd your phone call go?
It went great. Matter of fact, I want to make an announcement. Tomorrow night you can catch. We're having a special edition of Paranormal Swamp Talk. It'll be on at 7 p.m. Central Time on Paralinks 1. We're going to be having Mr. Paul Taylor on, better known as Pinhead from Hellraiser. So we're going to be interviewing him. He'll be on tomorrow night. So
awesome.
Yep. And then we're going to be talking about Fear Fest, and we're going to be discussing. We'll take some questions from people who are in the chats and stuff like that who want to talk to them and show them some love and stuff. So
awesome.
That's it. And came in at a perfect time, because here's the thing. If there's a lot of the bashing we were just talking about, a lot of the bullshit, people like him will get a very bad taste for our field and our community. This is what we do. And Howard, I know, does a lot for the community as well, which is another reason why he has a link. There's somebody else, but he's out and about again. Mr. He might be in chat. I don't know. Mr. Brian.
Nipples.
Yeah.
There we go. We just hear it.
This is a safe place.
Sure. We'll go with
Anthony.
that.
I love Dr. Anthony.
Anthony's amazing.
Uh-oh. Do we dare, guys? Or should we fight the power?
Fight the power. Fight the power. Fight the power.
Love you, Annie.
She's going to hate me. She's going to hate me.
Yeah, if you know, folks. But again, this is all that positivity. It's all that positivity.
Right. Matt, Hmm. We're I'm not a paranormal. You guys know that, but I love you guys. You guys put in a lot of hard work into the paranormal, and to me, it's fun to watch, and I know it's dangerous as well. A lot of people, may not know that it is dangerous because you can get attachments and not even know if you're going to bring it home and attach to one of your kids. And if you don't know how to get the attachment off, then you got a hell of a problem. So I really take off my hat and respect you guys for what you guys do. Um, you know, and this is why I watch you guys when I can. I tap in and I listen to investigations, not just you guys, but from people from the UK. Liz is another one from the UK. The ghost hunts are from the UK. I watch a little bit of everybody, and it's just interesting to watch. Um, Especially, you know, like for me, I had one encounter in my life, and it wasn't even like a spirit. It was just like a shadow, on the wall, and the presence of something evil standing next to me.
Yeah.
And that really wanted me to look into it too, and to find out what was that. Why did it come to me? Why didn't it show itself? Um, you know, why did it come through the cell doors on the wall, all dark, and then it stood by me? Like, I always ask myself till today, what was that all about?
And see, that's another great important thing and another reason why we as a paranormal community should not just work together, but be positive.
Yes.
Because if you promote that positivity and you promote that understanding and the sympathy and the compassion and this is straight passion for what we do,
Mhm.
people like Victor who have had experiences, they may pull you to the side and say, "Hey, listen, I got this going on at the house, or I had this happen to me."
Right.
And you don't have to be a medium, you don't have to have any gifts or abilities, but maybe that's what they want. They just want somebody to tell and
Right.
say and make them feel like they have some sort of sanity. And let's be honest with each other. I don't know about Howard, but I'm pretty sure this is why we're in this field is to help
Yeah.
people. We are here to
Right.
help and bring
How can I
comfort and
help someone I got an attachment?
well, Jackie doesn't no, that doesn't count.
Bullshit.
Oh
That
boy.
woman's like the worst
I
type
love
of attachment too.
I love Jackie.
I'm glad somebody does.
You know,
Jackie,
There it is.
come here.
There it is. I need to get more dolls again.
Matt,
Come
going
here.
back, Matt, going back to what you was talking about earlier, what would be the presence of the paranormal showing up to say an event?
Yeah.
What would people think? What I just said would be a perfect example of why you guys should be there. Because I had that experience. If I would have seen a paranormal team that showed up at an MMA fight and I'm seeing them, I'm watching, I want to go over there and tell them my story to see if they can explain to me what was it, what could it be, what could have been done, or what could have happened. So you know, you have no idea, or you probably do know, how
My
much
attachment.
pull hey, how much pull
She
the
just
paranormal
manifested.
paranormal has.
Yeah, and a
Now,
hundred
now,
percent.
now tell these people, aren't you my attachment? You're full of shit. He's on the phone with the man. Who you on the phone with? None of your business. Mind your business, woman. Who you talking to? Who you texting? What you doing? Where you going? I got to
Oh
tell her to
boy.
mind her business. Mind her business.
If I told that to the Wicked Queen,
Oh, forget about it.
y'all have to investigate me. I
I've
We gotta
been
completely
get
trying. Look, I've been trying for years. This woman here. Look, I've been had blood clots, uh, blood clot that went through my brain recently. Okay, And that shit hadn't killed me, but this woman will. And that's what she is. She's the Grim Reaper.
See, I've said before.
She's
when
the
I
Green
go-
Reaper. That's the Green Reaper right there.
She killed my soul. She's laughing right now.
See, I don't like everybody always says, like, how do you want to die? I don't have a choice in that matter. And it's not because it's the natural way of things. No, it's because the Wicked Queen already has it planned for me.
Yes, she does.
She's going to just get sick of my ass one of these nights, and I'm going to wake up and I will be a spirit. And I'll be like, son of a bitch. And I'll look and there's a pillow over my body.
With a whole bunch of bite marks.
You're not wrong.
With a whole bunch of bite marks.
She bites me because she likes me. That's her way of showing love. She's just a freaking chew toy. But let's flip the script a little bit. For those who aren't in the paranormal field, what can they do? Let's just say there's people who are watching from your side, Vic, who are finding this interesting and want to know more about the paranormal. What can they do to show some love and support to the field?
Well, the first thing they should do is try to reach out and be part of the paranormal or the P3 family, and get to know more about what you guys are doing and where you guys, are planning to go to, and just reach out. If you love the paranormal, you want to be a part of this, you want to know more about it, go into the Parapost Network page, look at it, P3 family, see all these amazing investigators worldwide, see what they got going on. If it is something that interests you, then you follow it. You got any questions, you ask your questions, because let me tell you, folks, paranormal is a very, very interesting thing. Believe it or not.
Absolutely.
I always thought that in my life, before I knew about the paranormal, it was either heaven or hell, right? There was nothing in between.
Yep.
Paranormal is in between heaven and hell.
Absolutely.
And I say that because, Matt, we got spirits that are still lingering around from the 40s, the 50s, still haven't crossed over. Why? See, these are questions that everyone, even the paranormal world, would want to know. Why haven't these people crossed over? Why are they still here? And we kind of get the same answers all the time, is because they haven't finished doing something. Some of them don't even know they're dead. Some have unfinished business and they don't cross over.
Absolutely. And, I've always said this, everybody, the general public, main question is there life after death? We as a paranormal community, we already know. No. That we know there is life after death. Something happens. Our big question is exactly that. What happens and why does it happen?
That's right.
Do we get that choice? Don't we get that choice? Is it something we've done here on Earth? We will get those answers. I also want to just give a couple of shout outs. Howard brought his wife, Jackie, to the screen, and now he's got his other wife in the chat. So now Howard's really screwed.
I didn't send her a message already in the chat. I already sent her a message.
I saw. Yeah, I saw. The listen queen herself. Hey, Christy, listen. Good to see you.
We got Wild Bill in the building.
Yeah, that's what I sent her.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She hadn't responded yet. So
and
I got like 3 or 4 wives, man, and I can get sex from none of them.
Oh boy.
And then we got James from Hammertown Paranormal. What is
up, James?
Long time to no see, brother. So, Howard, let me ask you this. I asked this to Fedora a little bit ago. So from a paranormal standpoint, if there's a paranormal team, group, whatever you want to call them, that wants to be more, how do I say this, more involved with the public, how do you suggest they go about doing that?
Well, the first thing I would have to say, and a non-serious note, is that if you're in the paranormal field, get out while you can, because it's a lot of money you pay into this thing. It's not for the rich. You're in the bubble bath. Hold on, put that on. Send that to me, Chris.
Video call. Do you want a link?
Boy.
But
I love
But
Christmas.
on a serious note, how to get it out to the public, that takes time. That takes
A lot of work.
I mean, you can pass word of mouth. You can get on some shows and stuff, let people know you're out there. Um, let other paranormal teams that know that you're in the, in that area as well. Ones that you can work with, because in this field, for some reason, they have some teams that are just selfish. They think of themselves. They're selfish. They very combative. They very what I mean by combative is that you can get a place where you have the owner's permission to go into, and uh, they'll tell you you can't. Another team will tell you you can't because that's theirs, but they have no legal stomping on it. I mean, they have no legal right to it. So if you can get a good team that can help you promote yourself, like I said, doing podcast shows, getting the word out with other teams and stuff like that. Go on your create a Facebook account and or even a web page or something, and get your name out there. A lot of people who are looking for investigation need an investigator. They'll go to Google it, and they'll Google, and the first thing that'll pop up is, if you're close enough, your name, name of your team, and they'll get in touch with you that way. That's right, Wild Bill. You're correct. Pam, team up with another team. You can team up with another team. I would work with another. Me personally, I love working with other teams because I love to see how others work. I mean, they might do an investigation totally different from what you do, and that's how we learn in this field. You don't, if you're going out there and you're doing an investigation your way, you won't learn anything.
Yep.
And that's what we do. We're supposed to learn from one another, and doing that is a big help to you, and you bring stuff along the way. You might learn how to do the Estes method. I was reading in something where they actually was talking about a lot of teams are going back, instead of going with all this equipment like they have nowadays, going back old school with baby powder and actually analog tape recorders and Polaroids and stuff like that, which is hard to debunk.
Hey, I've caught some of my best evidence with VHS, with cassettes, Polaroids. I've caught some really good evidence with that. The old ways are the old ways for a reason. You know what I mean? Like they did them for a reason. They didn't have all the great stuff that we have.
And just like what Pam Harris just said, host an event. You don't not necessarily have to host an event. You can actually go to another event and buy a booth and show your team off. Show
like
some of the
Fear
evidence
Fest.
Like Fear Fest.
I got you.
Fear Fest. And that's how you promote your teams in that area. There's a couple of teams that are coming in on this one here. That I have one team that's coming in from Lafayette. I have one coming from Alexandria. I got one from Lake Charles, all Southeast Louisiana. They all coming into this thing. So I mean, that's how you're able to actually promote your team in that area.
Now, here's a question to Howard for you, Victor. We basically already spoke about it. So let's say, Howard, you caught into some drama. You've heard about it. You've seen it. You've seen the proof of it. Going live with it. Sitting there, putting it right for everyone and anyone to see. What kind of representation of the field does that give to people, let's just say, who just, and it happens, we all know this, we're all...
Well, you got to look at it two ways on that. First thing, me personally, if there's another person or a team that's actually ragging me out or ragging my team out, I would find out where they live and burn their house down. But,
folks, don't do that. Howard is just being stern. Howard is just being stern right now.
No, do you know what I would do? I would give I'd give Scotty. I'd give Scotty their address. Get him and Ricky.
Yeah.
I'll give him and Ricky.
But you have to look at it two ways on that. I mean, you can go on there on a live and do a live stream, and people will look at it one of two ways. One way you can look at it is like, okay, you're venting, you're getting it out there. People want to know what these people are about. Okay, that's one way of looking at it. And then the other way of looking at it is that why airing your dirty laundry out there? You know, it's best to go ahead and handle it amongst. We're supposed to be adults, not kindergartners. And if there's a problem with another team, handle it like an adult. Stop being like a freaking preschooler or whatever. You took my coloring book. No, it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. And that shows the maturity level of these people are,
Exactly.
to me.
Yes, that's the
Uh,
same thing.
So, I mean, me personally, I mean, that's what I would look at it. I would do it in subtle ways. I've done it before subtly.
Mhm.
And and
I got you. I got you.
and people know the inside jokes and all that stuff, and they know what you're talking about. Say for that example, Matt Barron, he knows what I'm talking about. But yeah, I mean, I would, if you have a problem with someone, yeah, I wouldn't. I would go to someone that's close to you. That's in, like if I have a problem with someone, and I'll go to Matt or Steven or Chrissy or anybody, and I would tell them about what happened to me. It depends on the person and what actually happened, and I would discuss it with them and see what would be my next course of action from that point on.
So let me ask you this, and we're looking at it from, let's say, a third party perspective. Let's say say Petri dish. You're on Petri dish and you're just blasting this individual, name and all, putting them out there. What kind of message does that give to somebody who's brand new, who just saw the Petri dish? What kind of damage would that do?
Well, the first thing, if they're watching the Petri dish, they got good taste.
Yeah,
and then
100%.
and if they're listening to what I have to say, they'll be like, "Well, that whoever Howard's talking about got to be an asshole. It got to be an asshole." So I mean, that's plain and simple. That's the way I would look at it. I mean, if it was a third party, I mean, you'd be watching. You're watching my show for a reason because you trust what I have to say, and hopefully, I mean, with the Petri dish and Holy Trinity, those shows are designed to make people laugh. Those shows are designed not to be factual. They're designed for people to be more open, especially paranormal investigators in our community. And I invite anyone and everyone who wants to come on. Help. I mean, I've picked people out of the audience before just to come on and just come on as a guest. I mean, that's the way how it rolls.
That's a train wreck, by the way, folks, and it's a
Yes,
fun
it
train
is.
wreck.
Now, can I say something real quick?
It's just a safe place.
So me, not being in the paranormal world, but I do watch a lot of you guys, and what I've noticed about the paranormal world is the support. There's no support. And I say this because the paranormal world is big. It's really big. And when I tap in some of these people's shows that I watch, some of them I don't even know. I just sit there and watch it.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they have one view, two views, three views, and they're part of a team.
Yep.
When I say team, I'm saying like an example. Say Parapost Network, he got thousands of people there. Matt got thousands, he got a couple hundred people on his page. Why are you guys not supporting each other?
We do. I support Matt. Matt supports me. I mean,
right,
it's in our community.
Right.
It's who you have in your community and who you can trust and who you can't trust. Because, like you said before, there's people out there that you just can't work with. I mean, it's just hard to work with. It's best like if you had a finger that's got gangrene, you don't want to keep that finger. You might as well just cut that sucker off, and that's what we do. Pretty much you just get rid of that disease or whatever it may be and let them talk what they have to talk about. And sooner or later, they're going to fizz out. Now, as for people watching our shows and stuff, on my Facebook page, Paranormal Swamp Investigations page, I got almost 2,500 followers on that page. Okay. And I don't expect all of them to watch my show all at one time. I don't expect them to all, my shows are designed, and I put other shows on there. My page is designed also for if you have a show you want to put it on there, you can put it on there. I want people to see your shows.
Right.
But my shows are designed for a certain audience, whereas Matt's show is designed for a certain audience. Your show is designed for a certain audience, and that's what we attract. We attract those certain audiences, and that's who watches our shows. My show might not be the same taste of what the Don Vick show is, or it might not be what Matt's show is. Matt. That's how I met Matt. Matt was on a fucking rampage one day, and I said, I got to contact this son of a bitch. And I left him a message, and I said, man, we got to talk. And that's how we became, we were brothers, and ever since then, I mean, we work together and do different things together. But as for Don, this is my first time ever seeing you on a podcast before. I mean, I've seen your shows, but I haven't seen you face to face where I can actually see your reactions and stuff that I'm talking to you at the time. And it's a shame that more people like us, we can't get together and talk to one another just on a social level. I mean, it might not be hell, I might tell you I got a clogged up toilet or something. I don't know. And what's your thoughts about that? Just the day in, day out stuff, just find out how you're doing. Are you still alive? That's what we do. I mean, we do that on a day, whenever Matt's not working, he'll text me and say, what's up? What you doing? It's like today, he's like, what you doing? And I said, I don't know, man. I got shit going on. What's going on? I got my hair did today. I'm going to get my hair
looking good.
And yeah, I know that beauticians love me down there. I went to Port Clip and they love me there. Matter of fact, they got my posters hanging on their windows now. I went there and sold Fear Fest to them and everything. And of course, that's how I'm getting my business. I mean, I'm spreading it locally and spread it out there. But anyway, that's what I do. I mean, and he asked me what else. I had a business meeting where, matter of fact, I just got off the phone with Paul Taylor, a virtual chat. And after that, matter of fact, Jackie's in there trying to destroy my rice because I'm making some chicken and sausage gumbo right now in Oprah. And so she's all burning that shit right now. So yeah, she burns water. She does. That woman burn water. But I'm trusting her enough to where I can come do this for Matt, because that Matt's my family. I mean, I consider you Don Vick. I mean, like I said, I've seen you watch some of my shows. You come in and stuff, but I support you and do what you do and do what you got to do, brother. I mean, if you want to get on there and show your balls on there, fuck, I'm behind you 100%, brother.
He'll join you.
I don't know. I might get a whole lot of calls, man. I might get called. I don't want to.
Not on my shows.
No, he'll join you. He'll actually challenge you to do it. And looks like Marcus has been drinking again.
Yeah, Marcus is a hot mess, I'll tell you.
Anthony actually asked something. And it's really cool. And I want to get this. He doesn't understand why we say we're not about the views, but that's how we get out and promote. Here's the thing, and I don't know, and I can't speak for everybody. Me personally, I've said this so many times, and I even said it today to you, Howard. I'm not out for myself. I'm not out for myself. I mean, whether I have one person, we got 7 right now, or whether I've got 7,000, to me, it doesn't matter. My whole thing is I want to get people watching my show for one reason and one reason only, and that's everybody who I support. Because as a whole, collectively, that is how we grow. That is how we build things. That's how we get things going. And even like Victor, when Victor comes on my show in the audience, just like I've done before, I've called everybody out. Be like, oh, it's Victor from the Don Vick Show. Go check him out. Or it's IG from the Don Vick Show.
That's right.
Or Anthony from the Texas Race Hunters, Race World Podcast. You guys do not understand the amount of, number one, promoting that will do to people. Right. That will promote things out and work together to build everybody. And
be real, be real about yourself too. Because I mean, right now I could call both of y'all out. Y'all fake as shit. Because see, y'all got back screens on y'all. Me, my dog might be taking a shit back here. You're gonna see him take a shit. Okay, I want people to. I'm bringing them into my house. I want them to feel comfortable. you know, but y'all got back screens and all that stuff. So I mean, I don't know. I had a dog over here just a couple of weeks ago humping the damn couch over here.
Right.
It was all good though. That's what dogs do. They hump couches. So
Well,
let them
this-
go. I said,
Well, Howard, this is more for promotional. So when people see that online and don't see the face, they know exactly who
okay,
Dog
I
Vic
got you.
For
Okay.
me personally, I'm in a damn basement. I got so much shit behind here. But you know what? This is another
That's
way for
shit.
me. This
That's
is
your
hold
shit.
on, hold on. This is another way for me to promote. I hear. I'll even show you something. I'll show you something. You ready? Check this out. Check this out. So I got this one. I got that for the Global Ghost Hunt. That's for the GGH Lives. And this is for the Petri dish because look, it's all contaminated. You see what I mean? Like I got so many different backgrounds to promote. And this is for me all promotional.
Yes.
And the heart is the serious. This is what you know is the serious chat. But
Yeah.
but the fact is when you start promoting and you start getting the word out there, more people will be able to hear what you're saying. More people will get a chance to hear what Paralinks is, what Fear Fest is, what Global Ghost Hunt is,
Yes.
what Parapost is, what the Don Vic Show is, Texas Wraith Hunters. Everything that you guys do. This is why I personally am super involved with the audience.
Yes.
Because if somebody comes in, they're taking time out of their day to come and chat with you or come listen to what you have to say. And to me, taking 10 seconds to give a shout out, screw it. You as a host should do that because they're taking time. Show your gratitude.
Yes.
These individuals that have
I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on them logos too, by the way, Matt.
Which ones?
The new ones. I still got shit from
I thought
the
I
other,
sent you the new ones.
oh, you ain't send me nothing, man. I still got the old crap from when you had the other
Well, here, I'll take care of
what
that
was
right
it?
now. I know what you're talking.
with
I know what you're
Para
talking.
unit. I
P3.
forgot what it was. P3, yeah.
I thought I sent you the other ones.
You didn't send me
Anyway,
nothing.
but regardless, folks, it's me personally, again, I want the views, I want the people, because I want my guest, I want my audience to be involved. I want them to get promoted out. And you know, that's if you don't believe me, how many times have I said, and it's happened, I've seen it. I think it's happened on Howard's show. I think it was Howard's show, and it might have happened once or twice on yours too, Vic, where I said, go over, say hi, show them some love, and tell them the consultant sent you.
That's right. Yeah.
People know. People will know. You will get promoted out. And, you know, I don't know about you guys. Well, I know Victor, but I have more people on my friends list and on Facebook and on YouTube who aren't paranormal based.
That's right.
They will get out. They will see that message. They will hear what you have to say. And again, it all comes down to, you know, the reputation that you are giving. And if you're, you know, acting like a jackass, no offense to Scotty, but if you're acting like a jackass, guess what? That's the way they're going to perceive you and everybody else. They're going to perceive you guys as a bunch of jackasses.
Right.
And it's just a matter of representation.
And
I am a jackass. I don't give a
Yeah.
shit.
Go ahead, Howard.
Oh, I am a jackass. I don't give a shit. Me, I mean, I don't give. I do. Donnie, have you ever seen me? Look, I've sat on the fucking toilet and solved. I've cured cancer. I've solved world problems. The Ukraine, I've been figured that shit out within 10 minutes. That's done. I already figured that out. And yeah, I do. Pam, I see where you said that earlier. That Don Vic watches your show. I watch your show. Damn, man, look, I'm all over the place. I might not say nothing, but I'm watching.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, I don't care. I've done a show on Listens Queen. I was taking a bath, you know, in the bubbles.
He was.
I don't care. I've had women come on the Unholy Trinity, show me their boobies. I had vagina molds. I had women doing vagina molds on my show. I don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Boy,
I don't care.
But here's the thing. That's what those shows are designed for. That is like this is what I love about what Howard's doing. And Victor, you ain't seen nothing. You've got to get on. I have told everybody.
I'm gonna get on it now. Don't hurt some stuff.
You've got to get on Unholy Trinity. You have got to. and even petri dishes out there, because what I love what Howard's doing, and by the way, Howard said when he first saw me was on a rant. The first time I saw Howard, and I'll never forget this, it was Unholy Trinity, and they were talking about all the sexual uses of corn. Where to put it, where to shove it, where to stick it, where to do this with it, where to do that with it. That's what I was laughing so damn hard. I woke up the Wicked Queen, because I was like doing that thing where you hold your lap in and you just start shaking. I was doing that so much that it woke her up. But that's what I love, because we as a whole, and I know Victor, you're the same way with your shows. Like, we do this so like day in and day out, and we do it every week, and it's fun. Don't get me wrong, but it's good just to let loose. It's good to have that NC-17, fuck all, let's have some fun. And that's what I love. And that's what Petri Dish and Unholy Trinity is about. You know, I mean, Unholy more,
Actually,
but
with those two shows, actually, it's just to see how far I could push Facebook before they cancel me. That's what.
Jonathan Myers. There's my other brother, John. I haven't seen in a while. Jonathan Myers from Crossover Paranormal Society. What's up, brother? Nice to see you on here tonight. But the fact of the matter is, folks, is it's all about presentation. How are you representing yourself? How are you representing your community? How are you representing your people? And whether you're in the paranormal or not, it's guilty by association, whether you like it or not. That's the way of life. And the most important thing is, as a paranormal team, or even as the general public, don't let that stigma really get to you. Be yourself, be your team, show everybody what you're about. If you support people, go for it. Support them. If you're a paranormal team, be respectful, be responsible. You know, have fun, yes, but understand that when you, especially if you have a show, when you go out into the public wearing your merch, wearing your logos, doing this and doing that, people are going to start taking notice. They will look you up. They may not say it, but they will look you up. And if you're on a show and you're acting like a complete idiot, and I'm not saying like how what we do on Trinity or, you know, Petri, just regular. I like this one better. But but they will see that, and that will be the guilty by association. If you're acting like a complete lunatic and being an egotistical
But that's
prick,
the thing. When I'm doing the shows, that this is a persona. I play a part. Each show gets worse and worse and worse until it's a train wreck. Now, if you met me in public when I'm doing an investigation, I'm a whole different other person. I treat spirit with respect, love, and light.
yeah,
I'm very professional when I do that stuff. I mean, I go out and look at, spirit as if that was my parents out there.
yeah.
And I'm gonna treat them with respect and love. Now when I'm doing my foundation work, I'm a different person than that. That's a whole different persona I put on for that. That's who I am at that point. That's like I have schizophrenia and I have multiple personalities.
I always say I have multiple voices going on in my head, and
my,
they're
my
all
true,
fine except the
my
German
true
one.
person is when I'm laying down in bed with Jackie, and when I'm standing over her with a butcher knife, and thinking about ending it all. But no, it's she knows who I am and what I do, and that's who I am. I mean, I'm a whole different other. I'm a caring, loving person. I love my wife, my son. I love my daughter. Uh, I love my three stepdaughters. I love my stepson. I love their families. I look at my I call them my grandchildren. I look at them and I love them. Um, and that's who I am. I mean, I'm just a different person. It depends on what I'm doing at the time. And there's nothing fake about it. It's just that's who I have to play a part in what I do on these podcast shows. And if you see the Paranormal Swamp Talk, you see I'm laid back, I'm questions, I'm serious and stuff like that. And within 3 days, I'm on Unholy Trinity. I'm just a freaking crazy bastard, you know. I'm doing all kinds of stuff that shouldn't be done on the camera. And I just don't, at that point, I just don't give a shit at that point. Because I mean, that's what it's for. It's for to have fun, let loose, and it's just explode. Just get all that shit off your chest and out of your mind, So that's who I am.
And again, folks, it all comes down to be yourself, be honest, be truthful, be respectful, and if the show is meant for it, like Unholy Trinity and Petrie, fuck it, go for it. Have fun with it. Let loose. I mean, you guys see a whole different side to me, even. I mean, who I am in real life. And I know you two haven't met me, but like Chrissy, if she's still in the room, the listening queen, she's met me. Emmy's met me. They'll tell you guys, I am the same. I'm exactly what you say. I don't fake who I am, whether I'm on front of camera or not.
And
It's just
I don't fake who I am
level.
either, but it's just that that's who I am.
Yeah.
You got me doing this like on Unholy Trinity. I'm a crazy bastard. I'll pull up my balls and show you in a heartbeat. I don't care. It's all good. But
Mhm.
when it comes to my foundation work and everything, that's who I am for that. That's where my heart goes to. I
Yep.
follow what my heart. What my heart tells me what to do. That's what I do. And there you go. But yeah, I mean, if I was this type of person in real life, I wouldn't be doing this festival. I wouldn't
Yeah.
be doing all the proceeds going to charity. I wouldn't be. I would be thinking about what size bass boat I want, or what camper I want, or where I'm going to go, like what part of Europe I'm going to go to, or something.
Yeah.
I'm not that type of person. My Who I am in real life is totally different from what I do on the camera. It's just like anybody playing a part. And I'm here. My first show, Swamp Talk, is for serious conversations about the paranormal. My other two shows are for entertainment and entertainment purposes only.
Right.
Mhm. And that's fine. That's perfectly fine. And what it comes down to again is, what are you presenting? What are you presenting to your audience and to
Yeah.
the field? And you know, leaving the ego out of it. Leading, like Bill said about ego earlier, whether it's paranormal or not, just do what you're passionate about and work together, because together is where you start building your communities, whether it's paranormal or not. And me personally, the paranormal and the public have zero reason why we can't work together. Just that simple. I mean, if Victor and IG and his family and their families can do it, everybody else can too.
That's right.
And again, paranormal, reach out. Reach out to the community, help out. That'll break that stigma. Every time I hear, oh, well, I can't because of this or that reason or this reason, you're giving an excuse. You are giving an excuse. Now, it's different. Like Howard and I were having a conversation earlier about hosting a beer fest up this way, up in my area. The problem is a lot of businesses and a lot of venues don't like the paranormal. Why? Because of that stigma.
Come to the big city. We welcome you here, man. All day, every day. We welcome you here. Paranormal is welcome in Boston. And you will be surprised how many people will come out for that, because believe it or not, man, there's a lot of people that I talk to that, we have long conversations about the paranormal, and you'd be surprised of the questions that they ask me, like if I'm part of the paranormal field. I mean, I don't know, but I deal with some individuals that are a good friend of mine's, and they be like, really, really, really? I be like, yeah, check out this show. I don't know if they tap in, but they're really interested. You'd be surprised of the people that are interested in the paranormal.
And you know what? And here's the thing, like, there is, like, again, zero reasons why teams shouldn't get out in your community. It all starts at home. If you have a paranormal team, be involved. Be involved in these community events like Fedora was talking about earlier. Find out what they're doing and go to them. Be involved with it. Get your foot in the door. And it'll help you out too, because you're promoting yourself out, but it may even lead to investigations. But on top of that, you're helping your community, and you're breaking that stigma, because again, it's reputation. If your community sees your team being a positive influence in the community,
Yes.
they're going to assume that the rest of us are too.
Amen.
And these fakers and these individuals, Zach, they are the ones who are destroying our community. They're the ones who are hurting it. But you know what? If there's more of us doing the positive side of it, these negative idiots won't have any foot to stand on. They won't. They will get caught. But
And they'll
we
feel
will.
bad.
Yeah, and we don't have to do a damn thing about it.
That's right.
Just that simple. So, all right, guys, it's been almost 2 hours. The Wicked Queen's home, and she's probably hungry and a little irritated. I saw her come
I'm
down
hungry
earlier.
too. I got him cooking dinner. Well, Jackie's burning my shit.
Me too. Johnny Boston. Lolis.
Mm.
I don't know who Johnny Boston is, but he's
I know.
he's on
What's up,
here.
Johnny? I saw that. Let's see. There he is. And
Johnny Boston.
Bill's saying, I remember Mr. Don Vick had mentioned one of me on his show one day. Scary. Actually, Bill's a good one. Bill, I had Bill on a couple weeks ago. Bill's a good one.
Bill's yeah.
That's what I have to do when I'm a guest on people's shows. I have to ask them, who do you want to show up for your show?
Anytime, Johnny. That's what we do.
Do you want Howard from the Unholy Trinity, or do you want the Howard from Paranormal Swamp Talk? Do you want the Howard who's the foundation?
I want the crazy Howard. I want the crazy Howard.
Want,
I want the crazy Howard with the boobs in the what was it? The showers?
Is your show NC-17?
No, but it's about to be.
That's the only way I'll be able to come on if you want that person.
Oh boy, I'm kidding. I'm just joking.
You're talking to someone who actually did a show with a freaking 10-inch dildo suction cup to their head.
That's
I was a
hilarious.
unicorn. I was a unicorn.
You got to show him the fertility. You got to bring out the fertility stick on his.
Yeah.
Well, before we log out, I just, I just want to say that I appreciate you guys doing what you're doing. I'm amazed of a lot of you guys for putting in the work, and I want to thank all the investigators that do tap in on my show and show me support. I really appreciate you guys and love you guys, and I try to show the support right back when I can, because I'm busy just like everybody else. But when I do have a chance, free time, I do tap in and I try to support you guys and share it, like it, view it, because that's my job. And I just want to thank you guys and keep doing a great job.
I thank you. You keep doing your job that you're doing. Every time I talk to someone, it's always the Don Vick show. I'm like, well, damn, who the hell is this Don Vick character? So, I mean, it's like,
well, because we have fun on the Don Vick show. I'm just talking right now, but when you're on my show, it's my character is on. It's a different character.
That's what I'm saying. You put on a persona, just like I do. You have to put on
it's a whole different guy. I'm funny. I make jokes. I make people laugh, and they have a great time. And the thing is this, right? What the important thing for me in my show, when I bring a guest in, is to make them feel comfortable. Comfortable enough where they open up and start speaking about stuff that they might want to speak to Matt or might speak to you about, but they want to speak it on my show because I made them feel that comfortable. And I think that when you make people feel comfortable on your show, they start to open up and start telling you other stories, and that's what I try to get out of my guests is that story that they don't want to tell on your show or Matt's show. You come on my show and you tell it because you feel comfortable, and that's all. That's really my thing is to.
Well, I could talk about the pimple that's right next to my nutsack.
Yeah, make people feel comfortable.
I'm ranting on your show, shit. I mean, I'll pop that thing on your show, man.
And let them. I want them to be them. I don't want them to be the character, that they have on their show. I want them to be you, be yourself. Show the world who you are as a person.
And that's the whole point in it. You know what I mean? Like, that's, again, why I do what I do with the Paraverse. It's like, I don't have guests on the Paraverse. I have co-host. People who come on my show, you're a co-host. If you want to talk about your nutsack, go for it. Talk about your nutsack. We'll go. It's NC-17 for a reason. We may do a serious topic like tonight, or we may just go off the fucking walls. Who knows and who cares? You know, it's what we love to do, and it's having a good time. So before we go, obviously, let's give some shout outs. So Victor, where can everybody find you, brother?
You guys can find me at Parapost Network. You can find me at Facebook, Victor Santiago. You can find me on my YouTube channel. Just go to the Don Vic Show on YouTube. You can find my channel there. Free subscription. You can watch all my shows that I've done from 4 or 5 years ago till today. They're all on that page. And remember to share, because sharing is caring.
That's right. Howard, what about you, brother? If they dare to find you, where do they find you?
Well, since I'm half owning the Paralinks network, yeah, you can find me on Paralinks. You can find me on Parapost. I'm also I'm just about everywhere.
Yeah,
YouTube everywhere. Paranormal Swamp Talk on YouTube. God, and there's 3 shows that I do. Plus, I produce a 4th one, which is Hey Boo with the ladies. So I do that. I mean, and in November I'm bringing back Hey Dude. It's gonna be Hey Dude coming back.
Mhm.
I'm gonna make a
getting it.
comeback on that.
You're
Don't
getting
forget tomorrow night. Well, also Paralink. Fear Fest 2023 New Orleans, September 29th, 30th, and October 1st. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite. If you are a paranormal team, you want to come in, and this is a good place to do it. Sign up, get yourself a booth, and represent your team. You can do that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Tomorrow night, we're going to have a special episode of Paranormal Swamp Talk. That's going to be on at 7 o'clock Central Time. You can find us on Paralinks and Parapost. We're going to be on P1, Paralinks 1, and we're going to have our guest is going to be Mr. Paul Taylor, Pinhead from Hellraiser. He's going to be on tomorrow night. He's one of our guests at our Fear Fest. And then later on that night is going to be, of course, the Unholy Trinitas.
Sucks I have to work.
Yeah.
So you're going to see 2 different Howards.
Awesome. Matt,
You know what? Oh, go ahead, brother.
Real quick. So, folks, so tune in on Saturday. I have 2 great guests. MMA fighter Charles Wilton will be on the show. We'll be talking to him. And then at 5 p.m., I have celebrity boxer Paul Caputi coming on the show. We'll be talking about his upcoming fights in celebrity boxing and what he's done in the past and what he's doing today in the future. So please tune in and show the love. You already know the vibes.
Hell yeah. And Howard,
on the Holy Trinity tomorrow night, we'll be showing my balls.
hey, you better send me a link, because if y'all are still on when I get out of work, you know where I'm going.
We'll be featuring my balls, and we'll be lancing that oil that I have.
About time. That thing floats too. It's funny.
Yeah, I even
Looks like a
named
buoy.
it. His name is Teddy, but his real name is Theodore.
See, that's how I know it's real.
It's real. It's real deal.
On that note, guys, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Victor, brother, thank you for joining me. Howard,
thank you.
Always
you.
a pleasure with you. Fedora, much love to you, brother. I know your phone's dead and you're probably in bed, but thank you as well. Guys, go check them out. Go check out Howard and Don Vic and all that great stuff. And I guess there's only one more thing left for me to say. Y'all have yourselves a great rest of your night. Have fun. Stay safe. And as always, guys, you know it. Happy hauntings.
Peace.